gamers and moviegoers, what's going on, guys? I'm the Messiah, this is Messiah Entertainment, and today we are reviewing 10 Cloverfield Lane. The movie starts off with Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's leaving her boyfriend, driving off into the distance, when out of nowhere a car slams into her, knocking her off the road. Next thing she knows, she's chained to a bed in some underground looking bunker. In comes John Goodman, who gives her a plate of food and tells her that somehow a doomsday event occurred while she was knocked out. She may have to come to terms with the fact that the world that she once knew may not be there anymore. But not everything may be exactly what it seems. Things happen, information gets found out that really makes her think, can I really trust this guy? And I think that's one of the cool things about this story. I mean, I think we were expecting something a little bit more directly related to Cloverfield and a big alien invasion. We got something more of a psychological thriller. Whoever did the marketing for this movie knew what they were doing, because we walked into here not knowing anything about what we were supposed to get. The trailers were all so vague. They kept some very interesting moments in there. They didn't spoil the good ones, but they just had enough interest to get people into the theaters, and I really enjoyed that. What's funny is the movie was originally a spec script called The Cellar. It was never going to have anything to do originally with Cloverfield, which is funny because I think J.J. Abrams even said this was like a blood relative to Cloverfield, which I don't really get that vibe after watching this movie. I mean, it was definitely a great movie, but this doesn't feel as closely related to Cloverfield as I was expecting for something with the name Cloverfield. I feel like that might have just been done to get people in the seats. Mostly because this movie was kind of shoehorned to be a Cloverfield sequel / related sort of thing. It just felt like certain parts of the ending kind of had to be forced to be Cloverfield-ish, but I mean, I feel like it would have worked better the old way. Yes, the movie probably would have made no money if it was just called The Cellar and it had no ties to the much bigger movie Cloverfield, but I still feel like I probably would have enjoyed the other movie's ending a bit more. But I don't know, I felt like it was still a great movie. Either way, the story at large is really great. The psychological thriller parts throughout the entire movie were great, and that brings us to the performances. Everybody in this movie did their roles very great, but who really stands out amongst all of them, John Goodman. I mean, he freaking kills it. You're never really supposed to get what his intentions are. You're always constantly thinking, what the hell is going through that head of his? He has high moments, low moments, crazy moments. It's like he does such a great job of bringing that character to life, and I think that's what helps sell the movie. Honestly, if you had gotten somebody else, I just don't think this movie would have worked as well. John Goodman just seemed to fit the role perfectly. So how was the action and special effects? Well, the action, especially the stuff that goes down in the cellar, it's really great because you're supposed to feel this almost claustrophobic feeling of being trapped in this little confined area with potentially a madman. So when stuff starts hitting the fan, things start going crazy and people start charging at you and you have to throw things to get away, it's really, really well done. And it definitely keeps you on the edge of your seat. Now, as far as everything else, I'm going into slight spoiler territory. Actually, not slight spoiler territory, full-blown spoiler territory. So if you haven't watched the movie yet and you plan on it, don't watch this section. Just skip to the end of the video. Everything after Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character escapes the bunker and then she actually sees aliens outside, it just kinda was a bit much. Not that the CGI was bad on any of it, but I just felt like it was unnecessary to show all of it, you know, this big alien ship coming out of nowhere. I just felt like you didn't have to show the monster. Cloverfield didn't even show the monster a lot. Every time they did, it was like very quick cuts, not a lot of detail, a lot of shaky cam, so you couldn't really focus in on it. Here you get clear, perfect images of the monster, and I felt like it just could have been a bit more obscure to help make the monster seem a bit more menacing, you know? It's like in horror movies where they show the monster full on in all its CGI glory, it kind of loses its menacing factor after that. When you're afraid of the unknown, you don't see it and then be like, oh my god, that's creepy. No, you just kind of see it in the background, it's tailing her or something. We didn't need to see a full-blown monster jumping on top of the car or about to suck the car up. We didn't need to see all that. It was a little bit too much. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't crappy CGI or anything. I mean, the scenes were really well done, but I just felt like they didn't have to show us all of that. You know what I mean? Overall, guys, I'm gonna have to give this movie a 7 out of 10.
Well done.
I didn't want to quite give it a 7, and I couldn't quite give it an 8, seeing as I knew what The Cellar was supposed to be, and I felt like that would have worked a lot better, and the science fiction alien invasion stuff just kind of seemed a bit shoehorned in. I'd love more than anything to get another sequel to Cloverfield. It should be a pure sequel to Cloverfield. It shouldn't be something that's tacked on to another movie that's more like a psychological thriller rather than a science fiction. I love science fiction more than anything, but just make a Cloverfield sequel or a prequel. I definitely thought this was a great movie. You should definitely go check it out. But if you're looking for that Cloverfield sequel that everybody's been waiting for, don't look for it here. That's not what this movie is supposed to be. I feel like how they just focused on the psychological horror part and not try to shoehorn in that sci-fi stuff, it just didn't really match up in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure you guys got your own. Let me know in the comment section down below. What did you guys think of 10 Cloverfield Lane? Did you love it? Did you hate it? As always, you guys can follow me on Vine, Twitter, Movie Pilot, and Twitch. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. I'm the Messiah. This is Messiah Entertainment. Peace.